Welcome back to the RobZFitness Show. I'm your host, Rob Zolkowski.
And I'm Davey Ferraro.
We're coming to you here again Wednesday at 12 noon. Well, the past few weeks we've talked about fish oils and flax seeds and things supplement-wise, how people can benefit themselves. Today's show we're going to talk about canker sores and what they represent and maybe how to cure them and whatnot. The canker sores are very small little sores that are very frequent. They're painful. They're also very, very sensitive. Canker sores are very common in people. In fact, Davey, about 1 in every 5 people, about 20% of the population, experience canker sores from one time to another.
We also know that women have more recurrent episodes of canker sores than men. And it can happen at any age.
Right.
Mostly happens with our teenagers. And there's also been some studies that genetics also plays a part in canker sores outbreaks. So it partially explains why some family members often share the sores themselves.
Right. The canker sores they're found in the movable parts of the mouth. They're found on the tongue, the inside lining of the mouth. They can also be found on the gums, but they're very painful and they're very sensitive. These ulcers, they're very small, they're oval, and they're very reddish. And usually within about a day, they burst open. When they burst open, they're extremely, extremely painful. Once they rupture, or before they rupture, there's a thin white or there's a yellow type of membrane or edged by a red halo that's around these canker sores. And generally these sores heal within about 2 weeks, most times without scarring. Fever is very rare, and the sores are rarely associated with other diseases. Usually a person may have one, or they may have up to 3 or 4 canker sores at one time.
We also know that you find it more primarily happens more occasionally for people who live between 10 years old and 20 years old.
Yeah.
And as you just said, you can have 2 episodes a year, or you can have multiple episodes a year. Yeah. So it can be continuous, and there's some certain reasons why.
Yeah. And being I just turned into the 40s, in my 30s I had episodes where I was getting canker sores too. As we start talking a bit more, we'll kind of find out why these canker sores develop. The canker sores they're really not understood very well. In fact, more than one cause is usually likely when these canker sores arise. Canker sores usually are caused by viruses or bacteria, and the sores may be allergic reaction to certain foods also. In addition, there is research suggesting that canker sores may be caused by a faulty immune system that uses the body's defense against disease to attack and destroy the normal cells within the mouth or the tongue.
And about probably 20% of the patients that have canker sores, you can always relate this back to vitamin or nutrition deficiencies.
Yeah.
And of those, there's a lack of vitamin B12, which is found primarily in your red meats.
Right.
Also, your folic acid, your green leafy vegetables, and your iron, and also your vitamin C, which is found in most of our fruits and vegetables, which tells us, if you are having, issues with that, you're probably not eating enough red meat, not eating wholesome,
right,
not eating enough vegetables or fruits in your daily diet.
You're exactly right. We just talked about this before the show aired that we're taping today, and I don't get enough red meat. I like to stay away from a lot of saturated fats, and so I don't get enough B12 supplementation. I take my supplements, but I'm not getting a lot of the red meats. But you're a big hunter. You go out and you get a lot of venison, which is loaded with a lot of B12, and you don't have very many canker sores. For me, on the other hand, trying to stay away from red meat, I get these episodes on occasion because of the vitamin B, I suppose, deficiency. But there are also other causes as well. Emotional stress, can be one good cause of having additional canker sores. Injury to the mouth. Maybe having kids wearing their braces, between the ages of 10 to 20, they have those braces and they're always constantly knocking up. But also smoking or dentures can also participate to be part of this problem here. Other causes of canker sores, usually maybe we talked about this immune system, have it maybe a little bit deficient here, but these are just some additional ways that these canker sores can develop.
Canker sores is the same thing as fever blisters. They're basically extreme opposites. Where fever blisters are actually formed on the outside of the mouth, they are contagious, whereas the actual canker sores are on the inside and are not contagious.
Right. There's also some steps, David, that can help, alleviate some of the pain that you're going through. You want to avoid such foods that are sharp, like potato chips, sunflower seeds, anything that can be sharp to help poke out that canker sore, which will probably take about an extra 1, 2, or even 3 days to heal on its own because it'll rupture and it'll start bleeding again, and then it's going to develop that membrane to start curing itself. While brushing the teeth, do not stab with the gums or the cheeks with the toothbrush, especially if it's on your inner lining of your lip. Pull it away and brush. Also avoid acidic or spicy type foods. And also, these canker sores are not contagious, so don't worry about spreading them around.
The canker sores, typically resolve without any specific treatment. But if the pain is intolerable, you can take some medications you put directly on it, which is oral medications. You can also do mouthwashes.
Yep.
So there's 3 things right there that you could do to help alleviate some of the pain.
Yep. Some of those mouthwashes will contain ingredients that will help make it a little bit spicy, or help take that pain and take it to a whole new level, and actually reset you back a little bit. But such medications as benzocaine, which is Orajel, just go ahead and apply that directly on the canker sore. Will help with the recovery process there. You can do it about 2 or 3 times per day. Anytime that soreness is really getting aggravated, apply a little bit more gel, and then you can also eat some of these foods that you're not accustomed to eating without canker sores. But anyway, apply some of these gels to help alleviate some of that pain.
The oral medications which are the ones that are the obvious, which is ibuprofen, Tylenol. Both of those can help to alleviate some pain. And there's also some nutrition-wise, you can take some zinc lozenges. You can suck up some zinc lozenges. You can also take vitamin B and C complex as well.
Right. What you should do if you get these sores frequently, of course, you want to try to do some of the supplementation that Dave was talking about, but if they occur quite often, by all means, go in and see your doctor, get it checked out. Maybe don't rely on yourself trying to heal these, because they do happen. They're happening for a reason. It could be a deficient immune system. It could talk about some of the stress levels that you're going through. So it could be a multiple of things that are going on with you that could add up and have these canker sores develop here. So anyway, I hope you learned something about canker sores. It's not always about fitness here, but you know what? Getting back and living healthy lives again, and having real good food to eat that's very nutritious and
wholesome.
And you keep working out, you're going to help build up that immune system. You're going to live a healthier life, and of course maintain good weight numbers there too. So anyway, if you have yet to call us and get invited to come into the club to start your workouts, give us a call at area code 813-571-3700, or drop us an email, rob@robzfitness.com. Anyway, that's it for this week's show. Until next week,
We'll see you later.
bye now.